Hello, welcome. This is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan coming to you live Friday, at least for me, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard, at least Pacific time. I don't even know if we're on Standard Time or anymore, just Pacific time Friday night. So welcome, guys. Thanks for joining me wherever you're at in the world, whatever time it is right now, be it 6, 7, 8 p.m. or early Saturday if you're in Asia or Australia. Mark this time down, bookmark it. This is when we get together and discuss any and all things vegan. So if you're looking for a place to hang on your Friday nights or Saturday mornings, chill with me and a bunch of cool, chill vegans, this is a great place. We've developed a really chill, fun, evidence-based, vegan, plant-based vegan community here. So come and hang out and be part of the group. And don't worry, we're not like a bunch of what are vegans perceived as being? Like just a bunch of uptight, weird, mean people. Well, we might be a little weird, but we're not like a judgmental. That's the word I'm looking for. We're chill people. Don't worry, we don't bite. And if you like a place where you're not going to get attacked by random like carnivore asshole people, come here because I have awesome moderators. Besides myself, I can block people, ban people, time them out. I also have Uncle and Peter. So you're safe here. I have my number one rule is all my guests here, everyone in the chat is safe from attack. If anyone's going to get attacked and it's me, and it's probably not even going to happen to me, but you guys can feel totally safe here. And if someone's picking on you, we will deal with them because you guys are totally off limits. I protect you guys. All right. So anyway, so if you're not vegan, you're still welcome to be here. Again, we're not judgmental. If you're like sincere, you come in good faith, you want to get some information, you want to learn more about like vegan, plant-based diets, what's it like? Is it really as hard as people say? Oh, it's so expensive and you got to live this weird life or something like that. We'll tell you firsthand. We know what we're talking about here. I mean, I've been vegan since 2010. Plenty of other people have been vegan over a decade, some longer here in the chat. So you got a lot of combined wisdom and like I said, just good evidence-based advice. We don't follow weird woo-woo things here. I mean, you can if you want, just not our thing here. We're not all about like say like eating only uncooked food or zero oil ever, stuff like that, I mean, like I said, you can do that. I'm not like, just saying you're bad if you do that. You're not vegan if you do that. Just not what we're concerned about here. I know some vegan channels are all about, look, I'm eating the most purest, rawest form from the heavens, and when you eat it, you will glow like a three-dimensional being from another dimension and radiate with the energy of the... No, we don't do that kind. We, a healthy, well-planned vegan diet, so, that's what's recommended, and we don't worry about all the woo-woo stuff. But if you want to worry about the woo-woo stuff, good for you. It's just not our chief concern here. Our concern here is not exploiting animals, because that's what veganism is. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. And by the way, I got my sounds all working just fine again. I just had to do some tweaking last week. Not tweaking on like methamphetamine or anything like that, just tweaking computer settings and stuff like that. So anyway, welcome everyone. Thanks for being here. I see a lot of our regulars are here already. And cool, we can have a fun, hopefully a fun Friday. Is even VLAM's here from Saturday in Asia. As I always say, some people are watching on their Saturdays in Asia and Australia. And some people are watching like in the middle of the night in like, say, Europe and stuff too. So like, welcome, everyone. Thanks for being here with us. I heard today, I didn't have much time. I've been out all day ever since like 10 o'clock. I saw somehow like the United States withdrew from the World Health Organization. So Peter's saying massive news. California rejoins the World Health Organization after the United States leaves. I don't know how symbolic or functional that is, meaning I thought the United States like committed a certain amount of money to their budget or something like that. I'm not sure if California can do quite as much, but just the whole fact that we're, California is like not saying, we support leaving the World Health Organization for all its perfections and flaws. Yeah, it's good to be united with the world rather than standing alone, as it seems like it's happening more and more all the time. So good for California. F yeah, California. California effing rocks. And if you bitch about my state because you have problems with it, tough shit. Okay, anyway. I wore a California shirt today, too, when I was out earlier. So, doing some supporting California, some California pride. And I'm not saying my state's better than your state or anything like that. I'm saying I'm proud of where I'm from. I was born here. And California is a freaking rad state. And if I know a lot of people like to bitch about it and stuff like that. And oftentimes when I see people bitching about stuff, Not always, but I would say the vast majority of times there's some degree of jealousy in there. You know, they're sitting there complaining, oh my God, it's 18 below zero right now. We have no mountains. We have no beautiful oceans and surfing beaches. All them California people are a bunch of stoners on the beach and they're dumb in the sunshine and whatever. California lattes, you know, people just love to make fun of my state. So anyway, what'd you say there, late model? As a 40-year California resident, I can love and hate on. Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm not saying California's perfect without flaw or fault and can't be improved upon. Far, far from it. But it's not this horrible place that, I know it's been like, no, I don't want to politicize things. It's been politically charged to be from California lately. You know, it's like, ooh, they're all a bunch of communists out there or something like that. Yeah, it's like, what? No. It's just a bunch of nonsense. It's a great state. We're the most, we're like the fifth or sixth most powerful economic engine in the world. We surpassed Germany now. Like the entire country of Germany got dwarfed by California's GDP. We do a lot of shit out here. A lot of economics, a lot of money gets generated here. It doesn't all trickle down to me, unfortunately. But anyway, so anyway, guys, welcome. Now I've done a bunch of California boasting here. Didn't mean to do that or anything, but I don't know. But yeah, you gotta stand up for the California soy latte. You know, that's what we all drink. That's what people don't realize. When you are born in California, you get issued your soy latte pretty much from birth, and you drink them every day for the rest of your life here. So anyway, what is going on here? I saw that Metalhead is going to be at an Indian dinner tonight, so I hope you can make it. And Fu Manchu said he might not be able to make it because he's doing all these steroids in his squats or deadlifts or something like that. So anyway, there's vegan Metalhead. You're at a chili cookout right now. Not very vegan friendly. That's unfortunate because it's so easy to make vegan chili. Just don't put dead animal bits in it or secretions of animals who are probably now dead. You know, it's so easy. But people love to put dead animals in their secretions and their stuff. It's so stupid, you know. Why are people so obsessed with putting animal parts in the food? Well, you don't have to. Seriously, you can make a super freaking delicious chili, like world class, you know, Michelin level chili, if there is such a thing. World class chili without any dead animal parts. And why do people think, oh, if there's no dead animal bits in my chili, it's gonna suck? You know, like have you tried a really good vegan chili? I mean, they're delicious. I mean, even for decades ago, you guys remember Chili Man chili? You'd be able to get that at the markets. I think it's still around. I remember buying that like in the 90s. You know, it's vegan, right? It's good. I would just get it back in the 90s before I went vegan in 2010 because it was delicious. I didn't say, wow, if my chili doesn't have dead animal bits, I'm not going to eat it because it will suck. No, I ate it because I have an open mind and I'm not stupid. I don't prejudge things. I try things out. I have that kind of curiosity. I don't like to take people's words for things. I'll just try it out myself. Why depend on some ill-informed opinion when you can just try it yourself? You know, especially something like that. There's no animal products. There's no ethical problem trying it yourself as opposed to trying to steak yourself or something like that. You know. Anyway, hey, what's that? See some more California talk there, VLAM. California is good in a lot of ways, especially livability. The only thing that sucks about the livability is, you know, it's kind of expensive to live here, but it's pretty much, you know, it's expensive to live anywhere in the United States right now. But California is a little costly. In the 90s, a lot of Hong Kong people immigrated to California. I bet, yeah. What's that, late model? There's your Bolinas, which is a beautiful seaside community in Marin County. And when I first discovered Bolinas, and I really discovered it because the locals there are known for trying to keep Bolinas kind of literally off the map. They go out. I think this still happens to this day. There's like this famous road sign off, like, I think it's off Pacific Coast Highway 1, and there's a sign that says Bolinas left, and the locals just go rip it down because they don't want tourists wandering into Bolinas acting. They want to keep it chill. Yeah, Bolinas is a really cool town, a really cool place to surf in Northern California if you don't mind surfing next to great white sharks, but a really cool longboard wave. Then there's Redding. Yeah, two totally types of cultures there. Redding's almost like a red state, almost. Yeah, Bolinas, like, super not red state, super blue state. Couldn't be more opposite. So yeah, California is very diverse, like Hutch said. I missed Hutch's comment, but yeah, 100%. Yeah, Hutch said that. Late model said that. I say that too. California is super diverse. Anyone that says, oh, it's a bunch of communists, well, you do know once you get out of certain areas, it's super red. Like, living in like Texas or Oklahoma or something like that, So, and besides which, I think it's a known fact that California has, by number, not per capita, but just sheer numbers, the largest amount of registered Republicans too. So it's a super diverse state. Yeah, the locals at Bolinas, they take the signs down. They don't like outsiders. I can see why. It's a super chill town, but it's still a little too close to it's just still a little too close to San Francisco, a little too close to the tourist areas. And, people are looking for, where can we go for an afternoon? Let's go up to Stinson Beach. Oh, I passed Stinson Beach. Oh, what's this Bolinas sign? I think they just want to keep it chill there. Yes, I went to Eureka in, when did I go to Eureka? It was somewhere around 2007, 8, 9. I was actually thinking about moving from Long Beach to Eureka back then because there's a lot of cool things going on up there. It's a they have a lot of cool old houses, not only beautiful Victorians from all the lumber that was lumbered there, by the lumber barons a long time ago. They have beautiful craftsman style houses, a lot of and it's super cheap, like 1/3 the price of what you'd see in Southern or Northern California, super cheap. I wasn't really too thrilled with the people up there. They seem really nice. So I didn't see myself wanting to live in Eureka for the rest of my life. So yeah, Eureka's cool. I would go visit it again. I was more impressed with its neighboring town of Arcata. Where are you at, Fu Manpu? That's where you went to college, right? Didn't you go to college at Humboldt State there? I thought Arcata was pretty sweet. But during all that was before marijuana got fully legalized. So there was a lot of grow house problems. People, I think it still might happen, but to a much lesser degree. Someone will rent a house out under the pretense, it's for my family or whatever. But they just totally thrash the house. They, they jack into some illegal electricity, try to steal that, pirate it, and turn all these homes into grow homes and destroy them. There's a lot of that, just a lot of crime and troubles related to an underground weed industry. I think now that things are more legal, that stuff's not as common. I could be wrong. So that was another reason why I wouldn't go there. I just wanted to kind of not get involved in a cartel, an American cartel situation. AJ, you're getting 2 feet of snow Sunday. Wow, I can't even imagine what 2 feet of snow is like. Tweakers, late model. Are you talking about Eureka? You like Arcata a lot, Eureka a bit less. I like the architecture of Eureka. I like the vibes of Arcata. And Arcata had really nice architecture too. I remember old craftsman homes and stuff. Didn't have the enormity of all the vast numbers of all the Victorian homes and stuff like that. But yeah, that was my opinion. I was kind of more interested in Arcata. Then I realized or learned about all the marijuana drug problems, how it's centered, a huge part of it is the growings going on in around Arcata. Even if you go hiking in the wrong place, in nature, you can get shot because you're unknowingly trespassing on some weed field or something. This is too much. I'm not going to move up there. Okay, Peter, what did Paul Saladino say now? That drinking colostrum, already that sounds wrong. From a mother cow who just had a baby, it is better for thee than a vaccine. First of all, that sounds completely, can I say fucking gross? Secondly, citation needed. Have there been clinical trials comparing the efficacy of a vaccine? Which vaccine are we talking about? And comparing that to a group that was drinking colostrum from a mother cow? I would like to know if he has any evidence-based information to say that, or like usual, is he just pulling literal crap out of his butt and telling people because it's too hard to fact check this stuff in real time. Just say it on social media. A certain percentage of people will believe you and buy your crap. And I assume he's selling colostrum, right? Anyway, all right, Peter, not really veganism, but the Daily Mail. I can't keep doing Daily Mail episodes, even though it's super fun, and maybe I will. Eating spaghetti will give you autism. Wow, really? I've been eating spaghetti. Again, I'd love to see the study, how it was done, just like the video I did this week about that study on old Chinese people that didn't eat a lot of meat. They extrapolate from that. Even you young people in London and Los Angeles you need to eat a lot of meat because of these really old, frail people in China didn't do well when they're eating vegetarian. So anyway, hey, Johnny Bravo, good to see you, man. I thought I saw you comment up below. But yeah, thanks for the super chat tip there, Johnny. How's it going, Ryan? Feels good to be back. Yeah, we've missed you, Johnny. We've been busy. I know people, they have lives, I don't, which I don't. I'll be the first to admit, I don't have a life. I don't go out on Fridays. I don't go clubbing. It's kind of weird though. 58, to go clubbing, to be the 58-year-old dude at a club, it's no, we don't go clubbing. Might go see a band once in a while, but anyway, no, I'm here with you guys on Friday nights, so that's That's you guys. You guys are my life, basically. Late model, no colostrum for me. That just sounds. First of all, this sounds gross. Whether I was vegan or not, say before 2010, before going vegan, someone said, "Yeah, you should drink colostrum from a mother cow." I would say, "Go f yourself." That sounds effing gross. Why don't you just tell me to eat shit from a dog's butt? It sounds equally as plausible and gross. Anyway, yeah, no colostrum for me. Am I getting too graphic and swearing too much tonight, guys? Let me know. I've already said the F word and S word within the first basically 15 minutes. So let me know if I'm going way too hardcore tonight. I'm not trying to be all kind of shock jock type of dude. Just some gross stuff is coming up, and I'm giving you my natural reaction. It's gross to think, oh yeah, suck colostrum from a mother cow. It's awesome. It's no. Anyway, let's see. Okay, Peter, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. I'll keep my eyes open on that. Wow, late model, you're going out. You're having a renaissance now in your early 50s, going out all the time. Awesome. Yeah, just for me, I have to weigh it out. When a band comes to town, do I really want to go see them? How it's so expensive now. Getting there, parking, I weigh it out. How much do I really like a band? How many of their songs do I really like? See, I remember I sent Sarah late model some Monsta X videos, one of my favorite K-pop bands. But the thing is, I don't like most of their songs. Most of their songs are kind of tough, slamming, hard. Angie and I pointed out today when we were listening to one of their playlists when we were out in the car, said, how many people went through all of, they've been around 10 years, they've been around a long time, or longer. How many people have gone through all of Monsta X's catalog and found all the chill, pretty, mellow songs, So I know if I went to go see a lot of bands I like, I'd pretty much be hearing 80% of the songs that they play are probably ones I really don't care about that much. So it's a tough equation. Cool. I'm glad you checked out. I remember you mentioned one thing. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you on that. You said you weren't familiar with a lot of the styles on the music, and I was going to mention there really isn't a particular weird style like those two Monsta X songs I sent you. I sent you Night View and the live version. This is on YouTube, live version of Secrets. And they're just kind of R&B songs. There's something you might hear on Sade's Love Deluxe album, something, it's just kind of R&B soulful music. Yeah, I mean, there is something to be said that having a K-pop genre or style, and some K-pop bands really make something that sounds like K-pop. But those songs, the reason why Angie liked those two songs we sent you, they're just kind of soulful R&B-ish kind of songs. And even though we're kind of known for making this dark gothy shoegazer music, there's a lot of soul and R&B in our music too. We're just a melting pot of genres and music. Andrew and I was talking about, we don't believe in genres. I believe in moods. I believe in emotions and feelings. And you can find all those kinds of moods, feelings, and emotions that I like in any genre of music, So yeah, I just kind of I'll find stuff in weird genres I never thought I'd like before, That's how I got into Korean music at first. I was just hearing some Korean music, independent Korean music back in 2018. I go, wow, stuff's really cool, and just start pulling stuff in and assembling it into my mind and my psyche, and then it gets, it gets integrated into everything I've had in my brain and psyche for the past decades, and out comes all these new songs of ours. So anyway, yeah, I'm sure those songs and bands are totally new to you. I just tried to send you some stuff that I thought you might understand on an emotional level. Meaning, I wasn't sending you the most K-pop sounding songs. I was sending you songs that were just good soul R&B songs. Even that one that Winter sang too, just a cool, a song by Tori Kelly, a Western artist. I don't know if she's American or Canadian, but yeah, just good soul songs that just kind of transcend genre, transcend being K-pop. Just I thought were just cool music. Alf, just answer it. Did you ask a question? Is that you from last time? Oh, we were talking about this last week. I was just describing this weird conversation I was having with you last week. I forgot your name or anything like that, but let me see your question. Do sentient have inherent moral value? I answered this question in great detail last week, Ali, or Alf. I'm sorry, not Ali. I was thinking Ali Tabrizi there. I'll answer it again, and I don't intend to go down a long road. I don't believe it's necessarily sentience per se. I believe it's a combination of having agency, which comes from sentience. You can't have agency. And remember, if we forgot what agency means, he thought I invented this term. No, it's been in the academic literature for centuries. I did not invent agency. Anyway, it means the ability to pursue goals, to make decisions, pursue goals. And only certain kinds of creatures can do that. Like rocks don't do that. Trees don't do that. Amoeba don't do that. I don't think bacteria and sea urchins can do that. You have to have a certain level of sentience in order to have agency. So I believe, agency from sentience is sufficient for having inherent moral worth. And I gave you my argument about that last time. So if you didn't understand, you can rewind the video from last week. But I think I was really charitable to you, Aleph. I spent probably 15 minutes explaining and re-explaining the argument that I produced, an objective argument, meaning it's objectively true. To deny it affirms a contradiction, a logical contradiction. You'd be affirming a proposition and its negation at the same time, which means it's wrong because contradictions are false. So I gave you an objective argument for the inherent moral worth of agents who are sentient. So if you didn't understand that, that came from last week. Do 5-year-olds make decisions? Do they have sentience? Yes, they do. And one can make the argument too. If you try to say, well, how about a 1-year-old? Or how about a guy in a coma? You're talking about that. Well, a guy in a coma probably had sentience or an agency before the coma, and they could conceivably wake up. But one can make the argument, because what you're doing here, you're not inventing anything new. This is called the argument from marginal cases, where you try to find things on the margins. Like, what about someone who's brain dead, or someone who got a stroke or can't think anymore because they got dementia or something like that? One can make the argument, if you want to skirt around marginal cases, is that as long as not like a regular functioning member of that species has sentience and agency, that's enough to confer the inherent moral rights to all of that species, despite some might being born brain dead or something like that. Like someone, or born like with super low intelligence that can't like form goals and stuff like that. It doesn't mean, oh, this person is too stupid, therefore we can beat them up, we can light their hair on fire. They have no inherent rights because they're stupid. It's not like that at all. You could say just because of a typical average member of the species has sufficient sentience to have agency, it confers that moral right to all of that species. So that's how you can get around the marginal cases objection or arguments there. So anyway, let's keep going on. Again, if you don't like this is not me. You can read the philosophy of Immanuel Kant from the Enlightenment era. If you want to read a more modern philosopher from the 20th century, look up Alan Gerwith, Gereth, is I think how you spell his name. So yeah, this is philosophy that's been out and published for decades. This is not my argument. These are what I'm saying is basically coming from the scholarship of philosophy that's been out there for some cases centuries. Hey AJ, for the vegan cult leader F-bomb phone. Thank you AJ. So you're okay with me dropping a couple F-bombs and S-bombs here and there? But yeah, I had to. I just felt I was so repulsed by the idea of sucking cow colostrum or something like that, mother cow colostrum. But thank you so much AJ. Oh yeah, I wanted to thank you as well AJ, and everyone who gave us a super chat tip last week, which would be AJ and Peter. We went to our favorite vegan Italian restaurant the very next day on Saturday evening. Went to Mangia Fogli. I think that's how you spell it. I tell you, I never studied Italian, so my pronunciation and understanding of the Italian language is really bad. But we had a very delicious meal, and we want to thank you for helping fund like a decent chunk of that meal. So thank you so much, AJ. We talked about you and thought about you, and we have gratitude for you helping us out with that. So thank you. So what else am I missing here? What else y'all talk about? Yeah, is this kind of talk what scared Nikki off last week? Because yeah, I don't want to I talked about the I'm sorry, I'm going to sneeze. I talked about this stuff in great depth, Aleph, and I said I didn't want to turn this into a special philosophy vegan live stream. I will discuss it from time to time, but I don't want to discuss the same point over and over again, especially when I think I went out of my way last week at the expense of a lot of our regular viewers here to, like, as clearly as I possibly could, no ambiguities, lay out my objective argument for why having agency from being sentient is in and of itself sufficient, or I should say necessitates inherent moral worth. So anyway, cool. I'm glad you like the cussing, AJ. I try not to abuse it or anything, but sometimes I said I will react very emotionally because I'm a human with emotions, you know? I try to be like Mr. Spock, but we know Mr. Spock, you know, has emotions because of his humanity. Cool, you like the philosophy too, Countryfied Vegan? Cool. Well, I'll try my best to use my best judgment to walk a fine line between, I have to keep in mind, like, am I talking too much philosophy stuff right now? Because I know some of you guys like it, and some of you guys couldn't care less, you know? And some of you guys, it's kind of all right as long as we don't go too long on it. So, so I was going to say, I will use my best judgment to make sure I walk a fine line where I answer philosophical questions without making this live stream be about that. And I don't even have it be half about that, or a third, or a quarter, or a fifth. I just do it in the most minimal way possible. And, you know, not that I'm afraid or dislike philosophy. No, I love philosophy. That's why I majored in it. That's why I was in a PhD program in it. But, that's not what Happy Healthy Vegan channel is about. It's not like Happy Philosophical Vegan or something like that. Maybe I'll make some live streams in the future, Aleph. Maybe I will do, like, on occasion, like a live stream where it says, ask your philosophical, or debate me, you know, whatever. And then that'd be way more. We'll try to do the whole live stream about philosophy stuff if there's enough people that want to discuss stuff. I'll do it one more time. Now, it's not that I think they have inherent moral value. It's that they do have inherent moral value. So if any of you guys hate, like, moral reasoning, go take a break. Go get some water, take a pee. I'm going to spend the next minute and a half laying out an objective argument, it's objective morality. It's not subjective. It's not my opinion or my belief or something like that. Like, I believe, like, you know, this might be true. No, this is an objective argument. I'll make it really quick and concise because I laid it out last week. Agents. What do agents do? Like I said, the essence of what agents do is they pursue goals. They make decisions. They pursue goals. They're goal-pursuing creatures. And animals have agency. Not all of them. Maybe, you know, I don't know, but some do. It's clear that animals have agency. I didn't say every last one, but some animals clearly have agency. Anyway, that's what they make decisions. They pursue goals in directed ways, just like in similar ways that humans do. So anyway, what do agents need to have in order to do what they're supposed to do? What defines us as agents is that we pursue goals. That's the essence of it. We need a couple things. A couple things are absolutely necessary to be able to pursue your agency, pursue goals. We need freedom and well-being. Freedom to pursue those goals, and well-being, meaning just a minimal baseline of not being harmed, you know, people not imprisoning you so you can't go pursue your goals, you know. So basically, those are the two necessary things that all agents require. They are necessary for all agents, no matter if your goal is to, like, pursue college and get a degree, or your goal is to whatever, you know, become a YouTuber or become a doctor, whatever you want to do in life. Or just like, hey, my goal is to go make dinner tonight, you know. By the way, we're making Tuscan kale pilaf. Well, any goal you have, anything you want to do, you have a goal, and you need the freedom to be able to do those things and the well-being to pursue those goals. So they're necessary things that all agents require. All right, so we got that established. I'm almost done with the argument here. So if they're so all agents assert the right to have those goals, because they're necessary. And if I have those rights, I have the right to have. I deserve to not have those rights taken away from me. It would be wrong, because that's what agents require. That's what agents need. They need the ability to pursue those goals. You need freedom and well-being. So my point is, if it's absolutely necessary for me to assert the right to have my freedom and well-being, it would be in contradiction for me to say, well, this person or that animal doesn't have the right to freedom and well-being, because I'd be on one hand affirming a right to freedom and well-being, and on the other hand denying the other another person's, another agent's rights to freedom and well-being. So I'd be in contradiction. I'd be asserting the proposition, proposition P there, that agents have right to freedom and well-being, while denying it, the contradiction of that, the negation of that. So to deny that agents have they don't have rights to freedom and well-being, you would be in logical contradiction. Logical contradictions are false, not opinion false. They're objectively false, because logic is objectively true, like math. 2 + 2 is 4. It's objective. It's not an opinion. So therefore, yeah, all agents have a right to freedom and well-being, because to deny that, you would be in logical contradiction and therefore false. All right. That's the argument. I don't think I explained it as well this time. I think I was going too fast, but there's an objective argument for how agents have necessary inherent rights, inherent moral worth to pursue their agency, because they have inherent right to freedom and well-being, and all agents have that. And to deny an agent their freedom and well-being, you would be in logical contradiction, objectively wrong. Therefore, anyway, that's that. All right, so, okay, is Fu here? I see you guys talking about Fu, but yeah, he was on like an hour or so before the live stream, and he says he's on roids, and I know, it's hard to tell if he's serious or not, but he's been talking about that for such a long time. I think he's serious, and for a lot of us, the idea of taking steroids is like, whoa, it's just so weird and wrong or something like that. But I know a lot of people just take them. They don't have moral issues with it. They're saying like, I'm not competing in the Olympics. I'm not like getting an unfair advantage. I'm not competing in competitions even, whatever their sport or pursuit is, be it bodybuilding or, baseball, basketball, just playing with your friends, so if they don't have a moral problem with it, I guess I'm not gonna like say they're wrong or anything like that. I just thought it was a well-known medical fact that it's not the greatest thing to do for your health. Am I wrong, guys? Isn't it not good for certain like bodily things to take steroids? I thought there's like things that it's bad for you. Let me know. I don't know this stuff. I've never taken steroids or testosterone. I have naturally high testosterone levels. I don't know. I don't know. But isn't it? I thought it ruins your body somehow. Let me know what's going on. You guys tell me. Heidi, you took steroids with chemo. I know there's medical uses for it. Absolutely. You took steroids with chemo. They made me eat a lot. And are steroids even vegan? I don't know. I don't even know. They're hormones, right? Can they be produced in a laboratory? I guess, shaking up a bunch of chemicals. Okay, Aleph critique. That's, again, all saying you have inherent moral value. And what is rights? Is it given or inherent? They're necessitated by agency, Aleph. That's the point you're missing. What do agents need? Agents are goal-pursuing creatures or beings or whatever like that. What's absolutely necessary? The baseline that an agent needs to be a goal-pursuing creature. There's a lot of things you could need, but there's two things that are absolutely essential for pursuing your agency. That's freedom and well-being. Those are deal breakers. If you don't have the freedom to go pursue your goals, like say some guy's beating you up, you're not going to go make your dinner. You're not going to go to school that day or whatever. If you're trying to pursue the goal of going to college and getting a degree, you need to have well-being and freedom. The freedom to do that, that you're not locked up. Those are necessary things that agency requires, and it's all agents need / require those. So that's where it comes from. It's not an opinion. It's just it goes by what the definition of agency is. What do agents do? What must agents have in order to be agents as goal pursuing creatures? So anyway. What's that late model? A friend of yours has low testosterone and gets a prescription. He doesn't take it, but instead sells it. Really? Wow. Is it profitable? Is it like selling it like on the gray market or black market or something like that? Interesting, huh? I never thought about people doing that. Let's see. Okay, Johnny says steroids are vegan. That's what was my hunch, Again, I've never done them before, so I don't know. Okay, so Aleph says, under veganism, those animals who don't fall under agent category, it's okay to eat them. I didn't say that. I didn't say every last animal is an agent. Why? Because I've never thought about every last animal. I've never considered every last animal on this planet. I will tell you though, I mean, I don't know, there might be some weird little animals that might not have agency. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I will tell you for an absolute fact that the animals that I'm sure that you eat on a daily basis, Aleph, all those are clear examples of animals that have a high enough degree of sentience where they're able to make decisions, make plans. So those animals do have agency. So again, why try to find marginal cases? Are there some weird, very primitive animals that might not have agency? There might be, but I can't name them, and neither can you. The bottom line is you're not eating them. So again, why did find these bizarro marginal cases to try to justify eating animals that are clearly agents and from their high degree of sentience? Cows, pigs, chickens, turkeys. Why we know for a fact those qualify. I don't know. Maybe there's some weird little rodent somewhere that's very primitive, hasn't evolved in a billion years. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not a biologist, but I do know the animals that you're thinking of that you eat are clearly not in those marginal groups. Hey, thank you,
Thanks
Hardly
for the tip.
Tin Man and Honest. Thank you for your super chat tip there, guys. Thanks so much. VLAM, animals have agency. That's a done. Now, I just left that wiggle room. I'm just allowing the possibility. There might be some animals out there that might have such a low degree of sentience that they might not have agency. Again, I don't know what they are. I'm just allowing that possibility may exist because obviously all animals have a high enough degree of sentience to have agency. I'm not a biologist. I don't know what the lowest end of like animal intelligence and sentience is. There could be. I'm just being, I'm just covering my tracks. I don't like to say the word all or always because it's so easy to prove them wrong. But I say, yeah, the vast majority, like 90+%, I'm pretty damn convinced. And especially the ones all you meat eating apologists are eating. So thank you guys. Thank you, Country Fried Vegan. I hope you don't have to drink the hemlock like you're talking about Socrates. Yeah, since we're talking about philosophy, no, I don't think that's going to be. My fate. Hopefully, for using philosophical reasoning. Hey Heidi, what you can eat a whole Amy's vegan pizza, which is pretty light actually. Are those like those personal sized pizzas? Because I know what you mean. It's kind of a gray area. Like, should you eat it on your own or split it someone? Because sometimes we'll see those on sale for amazing deals, like maybe $6, $7, $8 or something like that, and we'll split it. Often we'll add a little food to it, maybe have a salad, make a little salad with it or something like that. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Those are kind of they're good for a one person size. Let's see. What's that? VLAM. You've been a member for 43 months. Awesome, VLAM. Like that's pretty much the whole time we've had our channel memberships, huh? Going to the annual Vegas here tomorrow. Wow, you're having a Veg Fest in Hong Kong? Hey, but plant-based eating's dead, right? They're all over the world still. Yeah, the plant-based trend or fad isn't what it was like in 2017 or 18. But so it doesn't mean that like plant-based eating is gone, you can still like get tons of plant-based foods at like your local hip markets and stuff like that. It's still out there. Like Daya stuff, Impossible and Beyond and all that, AJ, even oysters have agency and a vital function. Hey, see, that's the thing. I don't know what oysters can or can't do. I just allow them that the possibility that they might be sentient and possibly have agency. So I just, when in doubt, go without. I don't know about oysters. I don't know. I'm open to the idea that they might be. I'm not certain. I'll just go with that. But I know cows, pigs, and chickens, hardcore. They have really high degrees of sentience and agency. But oysters, not sure. So if you're not sure, why bother eating it? Just eat plants, which don't have sentience and therefore don't have agency. Metalhead, you met up with 2 other vegans today, and that's a blast. And here you are with a bunch of others online. Let's see. Let's see. Reading your comments there. Shoot, no Shaw's here. Who's Shaw? Let's see. I don't see a Shaw. Is Shaw saying something? You're saying question? If you want to say something, Shaw, like say it to me. I'm not seeing what you're saying. Hey, Luciano, you wonder why your PFP updated? What's your PFP? And late model 9 just sponsored. Let's see what happened there. Did you sponsor? Oh, you've been a member for 36 months. Thank you. At first I thought you donated a membership there. I was looking like, who got it? That's what I was looking at when I looked all lost there. Cool. Thank you. 3 years of being a channel member. Awesome, late model. Thank you so much. Thanks for updating your memberships tonight, guys. But I agree with you, AJ. Whether or not oysters and bivalves have agency, it's completely undeniable that they fulfill crucial, important functions in our ocean ecosystems. As you pointed out, AJ, oysters filter our oceans and waterways 100%. There's no denying that. Are they agents? I have no idea, really. But, you know, again, when in doubt, go without. But yeah. It's undeniable about the functions they fulfill. Again, why do you want to take creatures out of ecosystems? Like, the oceans are under enough stress right now. We need more bivalves out there to try to clean the oceans out rather than taking them out needlessly when you don't have to. It's not like bivalves contain some like magical nutrient without which you're going to die or something like that. You become deficient. There's some magic thing, magic vitamin or mineral in them. No, you don't need to eat bivalves. I haven't had a bivalve since before 2010. Blood labs still amaze the doctors to this day. So, yeah, I'm not sure why we want to take these, these ocean cleansing creatures out of the ecosystem so you can munch on a bivalve needlessly. Like, oh, yeah, let's make the ocean more polluted so I can eat this creature for no reason whatsoever. Anyway, vintage. Sean equals grocery store? Or Shaw? Oh, it's a grocery store. Oh, okay. I've never heard it. Okay, PFP profile pic. See, I'm slow. I'm vegan. Therefore, I must be dumb, right? Where are you, VD? I'm not picking up on all this stuff right now. I guess because, where I live at, California, I don't think we have a Shaw supermarket. I've never seen one in my life, so it must be an East Coast thing or something like that. So it's not because I'm dumb, just because it's where I live. It's just not supermarkets are kind of regional or local, like, things that are normal to us on the West Coast you've never heard of and vice versa. What's that, Luciana? Is the world an oyster's oyster? Wow, got to wrap my head around that one, huh? Let's see, Aleph asks, if only sentient can be the agent, why even go with another term, not just sentience? Because my argument is it's not necessarily just sentience alone that grants people and animals inherent rights. Sentience is necessary, but I think it's the combination of having agency because of your high degree of sentience. That's why my argument is the two together. Sentience, which creates sufficient sentience, creates agency. And agency is what grounds moral worth in creatures, people and animals. So that's why I use that. It's a different approach. You're not going to find too many philosophers or vegans using that. You'll see a lot of arguments from sentience. Very rarely do you see arguments from agency as far as with regards to vegan rights, animal rights and veganism. And I think I might be the only person that really fuses sentience with agency. I need to make a new video because my old one is really agency based, but I've evolved my thinking on the topic more since then. So that's why. I forgot what your question was, but I believe they go hand in hand. You need sentience in a certain minimum level of sentience, if it could be measured like that, a certain degree of sentience in order to have agency. Anyway, late model. When you were 6, your dad told you oyster guts were mold. You never touched them again. Is that true? It sounds wrong, but great. I mean, great. You haven't touched oysters since then, because even if I weren't vegan, I wouldn't be eating oysters. Why? Because at least where I'm from, oysters are known for being really toxified. They really remove so many pollutants from from the water, the ocean water, you see signs along piers like "Do not eat the oysters." I think it says you can get cancer or something like that. Like, why would you eat that? Just go eat some plants, when you buy a potato or banana, it doesn't say, hey, there's so many toxins that have accumulated in your plant, you're gonna die or something like that. You're at risk of getting sick. So anyway, let's see, what else you guys saying? Let's see, Hutchie says, Aleph, people usually just say sentience. Only philosophers talk about agency. Great distinction there, Hutchie. Thank you so much for saying that, because that's true. Your average lay person has no idea what agency. Philosophers, and I believe other disciplines too, such as like, say, psychologists and animal behaviorists will use the term agency. It's more of an academic term. Well, sentience, that term is used in academic discussions as well, but it's more of a common word too. That it means non-academic types, just regular people, use the word sentience. Very rarely do you hear outside of academic discussions the term agency. So anyway, I've fused the two together. I've connected sentience to agency. Yeah, one presupposes the other, one could say, but I like to look at the big picture. It's a sentience which creates agency, and that's what creates inherent moral worth. Okay, Shaw's is a grocery store. You think just in New England. That's why I've never heard of it, because I haven't been in the New England area since the 1990s. So, and even when I was there then, I don't think I went to a grocery store once. I was like doing it. I was there for music purposes. Like my band played a few shows out there. Actually, I think we only did one show in New England proper. That would have been at in Cambridge, right across the river from Boston, at a club called TT the Bear, or TT the Bears, or something like that. A cute little club in Cambridge. Okay, about the oysters being mold. I didn't think that was true. I mean, it's an awesome story to get you to not eat oysters. They told you that, though. They also told me that Mountain Dew soda has grasshopper pee. Okay, that is hilarious. Why would your dad or relatives tell you that Mountain Dew is grasshopper pee? I mean, I'm just kind of curious what the intention was. Did they just want to trip their daughter out, or what? That's wild. No, I told you. You don't understand my argument. Rights are not given. It's not like a group of people said, okay, we will give these agents rights. No, our rights are inherent. I mean, if you don't believe me, just go read the writings of, say, Immanuel Kant. He gave a really eloquent, one of the most influential, discussions on objective moral truths, that agents have inherent moral worth. I'm not making this up, and they are not given by society. They're not given by religion or God or any person or like that. They are necessitated by the laws of logic. So yeah, that's where we disagree. Apparently, you're not understanding how, like, say, utilitarian sort of not utilitarian. My bad. Deontology based ethics work out. That's the whole essence of it, that rights are inherent to creatures given the argument, the objective argument for them. So anyway, let's see. Metalhead, another news, Ryan Wedding was arrested. Who's that, please? Yeah, who is Ryan Wedding? Yeah. Let's see. Feeding a dead horse, feeding a full horse, beating a dead horse. Let's see. So about the Mountain Dew grasshopper pee. It's not true, of course. They told you that. Oh, I missed that there. Okay. Let's see. All right. So, hey, Raw Dog Vegan, I saw my chat bot said something to you. So it often says things are wrong. So if it was being mean to you, I apologize. Just say it again. And sometimes it gets tripped up when it sees all caps. Because a lot of times when trolls come here, not saying you're one, but a lot of times when trolls come, they come and type in all caps. I don't know why. I think they just love to have the shouting vibe or something like that. So anyway, yeah, just don't post in all caps, as AJ said, and you should be cool. So anyway, Okay, Carmack, you think I made my point crystal clear? I'm not, yeah, that's, I hate when I have to like explain it a second and third time. It's like, I wonder, are you listening to what I'm saying? Because I'm not seeing any like objection to the argument. You're just saying like, you're just making like a tangential claim. Well, rights are not, rights are given, not inherent. Well, no, I just made an objective argument for why rights are inherent. If you don't like that, you need to like say which of the premises are wrong, not say, well, I just disagree and here's what I think. I mean, you can say that, but that's not really engaging with the argument. But anyway, we're not here to engage with arguments because this is not a philosophy centric live stream right now, even though we dabble in it, because when you get down to it, the whole concept of what veganism is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. And it's not like a random thing. It's not like we just said, I just think animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong. Why do we believe that? Why do so many people believe animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong? It's because we're weird and crazy? No, it's because we have the belief that animals have inherent rights, which are being violated when people breed animals into existence and exploit them their entire lives and slaughter them for a burger or whatever, some dumb food you don't need to eat. We believe animals have inherent rights, just like, most of us believe humans have inherent rights. So we're just granting, and not to say that animals have every last right that humans have. Like, I don't think animals have the right to bear arms or the right to free speech or the right to start a business or a corporation or anything like that. Just basic rights, like to not be exploited, not to be treated cruelly and stuff like that. I mean, if an animal wants to start a business, go for it. I don't know if it's an inherent right that an animal has, Maybe they do. I'm not, it's not something that I'm advocating for. Someone else can do that if they want, just not what this channel's all about. Animals starting a business. They can. I think animals have businesses, I think, Nikki, when can we get another members only live stream? I'm so bummed I haven't done one yet. And I feel bad. That's why I'm bummed. I feel like I'm letting you guys down. I keep saying I just need to do one without scheduling it. Just have it come out, because if I schedule it, I'll never get it scheduled because I'll just freeze and try to find the best time that works for the most people. And I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and just come on live one random day, like on a Sunday. And if you can make it, awesome. And if you can't, I'll feel bad. But, I think that's the only way I'm going to get one done. Because, everyone's got different schedules. We know what we're doing on Fridays, most of us, but Friday evenings or Saturday mornings for some of you guys. But if I pick a different day, all bets are off. So, I'm going to try my best just to do one and not worry too badly about the unfortunate members who can't make it. So anyway, Luciano, yeah, we're just so wrong to view animals as individuals, aka, beings that have inherent moral worth, rather than products, So yeah, we're wrong. We're somehow such a radical idea to see animals as having inherent moral worth. It's just so wacky and zany, right? Like, we're nutty for thinking that. Animals should bear arms, protect their rights. That's a good one. I like that. Aleph, I don't think I said anything like what you said there. All you're saying is you have trait where they can feel pain, so they can have inherent moral value. That says nothing. I said nothing about the ability to feel pain. You missed my whole argument. My argument was based on sentience. Feeling pain sounds like an argument. I'm sorry. I was talking about, my argument is based on sentience, but sentience being the foundation for having agency. You need to have a certain degree of sentience to have agency. But an argument about the ability to feel pain, that sounds like a more of a sentience-based argument, and that's not the argument I gave. I don't know. Again, were you listening to what I was saying? Because Carmichael said what I said was crystal clear. I'm not sure why I need to keep repeating myself over and over again. All I'm doing tonight is repeating what I said exactly 7 days ago tonight on last week's live stream. So you need to listen to what I'm saying and engage with that, rather than engage with something you wished I said or imagined I said, or tangents that don't that aren't directed towards, not engaging with the argument. So anyway, oh yeah, Sarah, I'm late model. I remember that you do have dinner with your parents every Sunday. See, I'll see what I can do. So you have a storm day on Sunday, huh, AJ? Yeah, I'll see what's going on. Yeah, yeah, I still, yeah, I will get one going. But yeah, let's turn the page, Sarah. I think I've discussed my concept of agency and inherent moral worth more than most of my really long time and awesome weekly viewers care to hear. So Aleph, if you're not listening, that's on you. It's not me. I've gone out of my way many times, way too many times, to explain the same thing again, and I don't know how I could re-explain it in a way. If you're not understanding it on the previous times, you're not going to understand it on these subsequent explanations. So watch a previous live stream. I've said what I said about how, I'm not going to say it again. I've said it enough times. All right. Again, if you don't like this idea of how rights are inherent rather than given, I again, read about Immanuel Kant and how he has argued that agents have inherent moral worth. Not my concept. I've just expanded on the idea in a subtle way, directing it to apply to non-human agents as well. Because I think when you get down to it, there's very little, if any, distinction between animal agency and human agency. Let's see, bears indeed have the right to their arms. Yeah, all animals have the right to their arms. But people like Aleph here don't think so. They think they just go out and chop a bear's arms off. Why? Because the animal is an animal. It's not a human. Humans are a special class. But like, why? Why do humans have rights? Well, it's because we're sentient agents. We have the rights to not have our freedom and well-being taken away from us. Because if you were to chop my arms off, I wouldn't be able to play guitar. I wouldn't be able to use my computers. I need my arms to pursue my goals as an agent. Same with the bear. Bear needs to walk around. Bear needs to hunt. If you take its arms off, it won't be able to do its bear stuff. It won't be able to pursue its goals. Same thing. Bears have agency. Humans have agency. We have inherent rights. We have the rights to have our freedom and well-being. The most minimum things we're asking so you can be an agent and do agent things. Pursue the goals that the various goals that agents pursue. It's such a basic argument. But anyway, yeah, we are moving on. Yeah, this isn't the Elf show. So Elf, again, should we time you out here? Not out of like spite. I'm not trying to punish you. We just can't have. It's not the Aleph show, as Sarah, our late model, so eloquently pointed out. We explained the argument. I highly suggest you check out Immanuel Kant's deontology ethics. Read up on it, because he was the first Western philosopher that I'm aware of that came up with this whole idea how objectivity, and he's a Christian, by the way. He was a staunch Christian. However, he found that Christianity in itself wasn't sufficient to ground objective morality onto all people or anything like that. He found the only way to ground objective morality was through logic. And through his argument from it coming inherently from our agency. And he thought more rationality as well. But yeah, check it out. Check out Immanuel Kant, spelled K-A-N-T, deontology, just like the word sounds, D-E-O-N-T-O-L-O-G-Y. I probably messed that up. But anyway, yeah, I suggest you read that. Instead of coming to me, I'm not a Kant scholar or anything like that. You know, if you want to debate a Kant scholar, I'm sure you could find some Kant scholars on YouTube or something like that. I just have a limited knowledge of Kant's deontology, because I told you I stayed far away from those classes in college, because when I was in college, I thought ethics was a crappy branch of philosophy and didn't give a crap about it. Just took the minimum amount of courses to get by so I could study more what I thought were more interesting things back in the day. So anyway, so it's all kind of new to me. Deontology is actually strangely kind of new to me. Let's see. Can anyone else see Orion in the sky? It's visible now where I am. Yeah, Allison, I guess you got it going on. Out here in Southern California, there's so much light pollution that it's hard to find a good viewing area without really getting really far outside of the city. So when I've been in places where there's very low light pollution and there's not clouds, yeah, I've seen Orion's belt. I'm not sure to describe how to find it. Maybe you could ask Google or AI or something like that. But I've seen it before. When there's a clear night and it's visible, yeah, you should be able to spot it out. Wow, Carmichael. Joey Carbstrong did a 2-hour-long interview with Gary Yourofsky. Wow, give me the quick rundown on that. I know. I'd be curious to see what that's all about. That's cool, Peter. No, I'm just glad you're here. Me and Uncle are glad that you could be here as long as you can. Um, VLAN, you highly suspect they're deliberately choosing to be obtuse. I think so too. That's why we're moving on from this whole discussion, which you guys know. I guess the good thing, let's find a silver lining on me having to re-explain the same concept multiple times, is that you guys are now more familiar with this concept of how agency bestows inherent rights to animals and people. Because we're ageist, we pursue goals. What basic things do you need? What two necessary attributes or things do you need? You need to have freedom, well-being. And to deny that, you would be in contradiction. It's such basic idea. So now you guys are all very well acquainted with this idea of agency and inherent moral worth. Anyway, wait. Gary's an idiot that told everyone to go F themselves? What's the context for that? It sounds like he might have been pissed or something like that. Ryan, don't you see Ryan's belt every time I look down? Well, I'm not wearing a belt right now. I only wear a belt with two specific pants. Some skater pants I bought at my local skate shop. And they're just they're on sale. Super good price, so I bought two pairs, two slightly different shades. They're just a little tiny bit too big for me, so I wear a belt with those. Otherwise, yeah, I never wear belts. Not wearing a belt right now. Carl is telling Aleph, you need to learn basic logic. Your premise is invalid. Sentences don't feel pain. Oh, well, let me look at that. What is he saying? Yeah, sentences don't feel pain. Excellent point there, Carl. Sentences don't have sentience, and therefore they're not agents as well. But I don't think that's his point, because if you're talking about pain, we're not talking about agency. But then agents shouldn't be feeling pain from some other person trying to make them feel pain, because that would go against the whole, agents have a right to freedom and well-being. If you're making someone feel pain, they're not able to pursue their goal of preparing their dinner or going to college or going to see a concert tonight because you're doing something painful to them, like you're stepping on their throat or something like that. You're interfering with their rights to freedom and well-being. Anyway, check out the most recent video by Cranky Vegan. Well, tell me about it. What's going on? So let me see what Carmichael has to say about this 2-hour video interview that Joey did with Urowski. Carmichael says, Ryan, I haven't even finished watching and got over halfway through. That's like an hour, so congrats on that. But Gary talks all about his previous activism and arrests and how he's awakened to becoming vegan. Such a good storyteller. Cool. Let me know just quickly, Carmichael. Gary stepped away for a long time. Where's his head at? What's, like you said, awakening to becoming? Where's his head at right now as far as being vegan, an activist? What's his thoughts and how he fits in? What's he doing? Just kind of curious. What's that, countrified vegan? What I hate about society is that we think movies with animals are so cute, but as soon as people leave the theater, they love to eat them. Yeah, people have, it's not just movies, but people just have this cognitive dissonance when it comes to their, and most people, when you get down to it, the vast majority of non-vegans, I would say 90+% of non-vegans, they like animals. They don't want to see animals get harmed, whether it's their personal pets, they believe those animals have inherent rights, or just an innocent animal, say they're at a petting zoo and they see a lamb or whatever, their baby's petting it, and they don't want to see that lamb get its head cut off 5 seconds later, right? That would horrify the family, the babies, and they would give them a PTSD for life. However, once they're away from the petting zoo and they go to the snack stand and they can get a burger there, they're not thinking, oh, well, I was just touching the animal that this burger came from out there. This mental disconnect, which is on purpose. People don't like to connect those dots. I think they intentionally try not to connect those dots. So yeah, you raise a good point there, that most people who are not complete sociopaths and psychos do actually like animals and believe that animals have, to some degree, some moral worth. They shouldn't just be able to kick a lamb in the head for the hell of it, right? So anyway, yeah. AJ says some trolls can't form a proper sentence. Yeah, we're not saying anyone here right now, specifically, particularly as a troll. AJ's making a very general statement. I agree with you 100% there, AJ. Anyway, sentient feel pain. Now, okay. Okay, Aleph, is English not your first language? Let me know. Because if it's not, fine. You know, I'm trying to learn a little bit of some other language and I understand the struggle. Totally cool. If it's your first language, you got to try a little harder because sentient feel pain now, okay, that is wrong. I mean, even like Yoda doesn't talk like that. I mean, that's kind of like Yoda a little bit, right? Sentient feel pain now, okay? Sentient feel pain now. Is that kind of like Yoda speak a little bit? Anyway, what do you think about Yoda accent? I never did a Yoda accent in my entire life. Well, maybe I have with Angie in private, but this is the first time I did one on, it's your third language. Okay, good. I commend you. I applaud you. I praise you for trying your best to try to communicate in your third language. So awesome for you there. I'm not going to pick on your English, okay? So let's not pick on his language. Yeah, Angie in private, yes, it's a turn on. Angie gets really turned on when I speak like Yoda, like this. It's too sexy. She can't handle it. Oh man. Okay, so let me see what Peter's saying. Gary believes it's okay to kill animals if they're carnivore because they kill other animals. He doesn't believe that, really. He's of that radical theory that if an animal kills another animal, you should kill it. So does Gary go hunting then? That's what I asked. Does Gary pay big money to go to Africa and hunt like lions and tigers or something like that? Does he donate to groups that fund hunting or something like that? I mean, this is absurd. Anyway, if that's true. Carl says Gary has offended a lot of vegans over the last few months. Okay, new stuff. He is strongly anti-intersectional. I agree somewhat because I told you last week I don't have the time or the intelligence or
Thanks for the
background to defend every last marginalized group or anything like that. It doesn't mean I'm against that or anything like that. Just not my thing. Not where I'm going to be effective with my time and abilities. He's strongly anti-intersectional, I agree somewhat, but puts it in a way that offends almost everyone, including you. I can understand, I bet. And Peter just left a super chat too. Okay, I'm not going to read the whole thing there. It sounds like he said some messed up stuff. Gary is pretty much a scum. He said I don't even want to read that. Okay, that's some pretty bad, fucked up shit, if that is accurate what you're saying there. Wow, okay. It sounds like he went down a weird dark road or something like that. And so it's crazy how vegans, we're the ones fighting for animal cruelty. We're fighting against animal cruelty and exploitation. It's funny how we're against animal cruelty and exploitation. It doesn't say it's how humans treat animals. This has nothing to do with what goes on in the world of animals in nature. It's very specific. It specifically refers to humans exploiting animals. That's what the original definition from 1946 or whatever said. Humans stop exploiting animals. Basically, it said something to that effect. It's down there a little bit lower. Let's see. Let's see if it's right there. Anyway, my point is it's about how humans unfairly treat animals. But it's not about how animals treat animals. It's funny, if some vegans really believe that all the animals that kill other animals should be killed, I've said it leads to some really absurd and insane consequences. And this is why I'm against utilitarian and consequentialism, because it's that kind of moral thinking that leads to these absurd conclusions. If you follow deontology, you're not going to find too many deontologists saying crazy stuff like all animals that eat other animals should be killed. Here's why it's absurd. Vegans are supposedly the ones who are fighting for the rights of animals. You know, we're the champions of animal rights. We don't want them to be slaughtered, killed, and all that stuff. Yet there's a subset of radical vegans that are saying we have to have this giant animal holocaust. We need to go out and kill every last animal out there, like lion. We have to kill every lion and tiger and cheetah and eagle, and the list goes on. They want to kill more animals than non-vegans do. It's flipped upside down. The ones that think this, they're the ones that want to kill the most animals in the history of humankind. It's insane. Secondly, the principle by which they're basing this utilitarian absurd reasoning on, the reason is, hey, if a sentient agent, be it an animal or human, if a sentient agent has to kill other animals in order to keep living like a lion or tiger must, well, then we must kill that sentient agent because they're wrong, they're bad. Well, you could apply that same logic to humans, because a lot of humans are not going to ever like quit having animals killed for them. So by the same exact reasoning that these people conclude that they need to kill every lion and tiger and cheetah and eagle, that same exact moral reasoning leads that they need to kill like most humans, because they're doing the exact same thing that these carnivorous animals are doing. It's horrible. Veganism shouldn't lead to conclusions about killing millions and billions of people, and it's just crazy. It's so wacky when I see vegans advocating for more death and killing than even just non-vegans would ever want. It really pisses me off. And I have to see if Gary's advocating for that. I'm not rallying. I'm not speaking against him specifically right now. I'm speaking against this particular horrible utilitarian argument that leads to the conclusions that all these people and animals need to die. You know, it's crazy. It's really sad. Anyway. Let's see. Allison says, I watched part of the interview and he's been through a lot. Yeah, Carmichael said that he went to prison for rescuing minks. That's awesome. I tip my hat. I'm not advocating for breaking the law, but those sound like, noble ideas. Illegal ones, but noble, because the morality is in the right place. The execution is in a way that you're doing something that can land you in jail, and I'm not going to advocate for that. So anyway, I believe in not going to jail. And I believe in not giving people advice irresponsibly that would land them in jail. Not saying he or anyone did that. I'm just saying myself. I'm just speaking about myself personally here. Let's see. Bob. Wait, you think Bob's here, or is someone here that reminiscent of Bob, Heidi? AJ, doesn't he who shall not name because he is banned say carnivorous animals should be killed? Bob? Did he say that? I mean, here's the thing about Bob, guys. You guys remember who I'm talking about, Bob who got banned? He said so many outrageous, crazy things. I can't keep track of them. I haven't kept track of them over the years. So he very well could have said that, but he said so many wacky, zany, outrageous stuff. I don't remember what particular wacky, outrageous stuff he said. I do remember specifically the wacky, outrageous thing that got him banned forever on this channel. I'm not going to mention it right now because it's horrible. And again, it advocated for harming, unaliving humans, So, I got rid of his ass quickly for that. And I should have got rid of him way sooner than that. Okay, so anyway, okay, what's going on here? Do I see Raw Dog Vegan having private or conversations with others in the questions here? Let's see, what's going on? It's a good question, but not relevant to the question of whether to be vegan. Let's see. Why are animals born in the slaughterhouse and as prey herbivores in the wild? How is and why is their soul spirit born into such hell? I'm having trouble parsing that sentence, partly because I don't see any like punctuation or anything like that. I'm not picking on the grammar. It's hard for me to parse it. And secondly, I don't necessarily believe in the concepts of souls and spirits and hell. If you want to rephrase that in a way that just doesn't have that kind of philosophical baggage, if you will. Yeah, we could discuss that if you want. Let's see. Hey, Nikki, I'm not sure what you missed exactly. Let's see. What's going on here? I think I'm missing some of the stuff you guys have been talking about here, so I'm just kind of going up and reading. What's that, Aleph? Wait, veganism is not against animal killing? Veganism is not against animal killing, but when not necessary. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Here's what veganism is against. It's against animal cruelty and exploitation. Are you saying, is it ever wrong to kill an animal? Well, yeah, there's probably some circumstances. Maybe if I was getting attacked by a human or an animal with deadly force, yeah, I mean, I'm the kind of person who wouldn't want to harm, let alone maim or kill a human. But if they're coming after me, be it a human or an animal, I have the right to defend myself. I'm not saying, but that's not animal cruelty and exploitation. That's what veganism is about. It's not saying, under no circumstance is it ever justified to harm an animal. It's against animal cruelty and exploitation, breeding animals into existence, keeping them in captivity their entire and shortened lives only to slaughter them so you can eat a burger. That's what veganism is. It's not like some thing like an animal can never get harmed. Like say I'm driving down the street and I run over a grasshopper or a mouse, that's not what veganism is about. I'm not exploiting it. I didn't breed it into existence. It's not about no harm. It's not Jainism, if you've ever heard of that spiritual belief system. It's an ethical system that's against animal cruelty and exploitation. So anyway, AJ, you're soused now. Yeah, we have shown the definition quite a lot tonight. That's why I keep it handy. A lot of people just think veganism means things that it doesn't mean, like no harm, zero harm, no killing can ever happen or anything like that. And those are noble ideas. I'm not knocking them. Those are awesome. But we live in an imperfect world, and there's no way we're going to have perfection in this imperfect world. There's always going to be some accidents. Farm workers are going to get killed and have been killed. Animals have been harmed and killed in the productions of foods that vegans and non-vegans eat. It has nothing to do with veganism. It just has to do with accidents that happen in an imperfect world. And it's not to grow our food. It's the food that we all eat. Even the animals that these people are eating, the animals are being fed these very same products, these food products. So anyway, Peter, sorry I'm back. I was trying to find the video where Gary goes off on everyone. What's that, raw dog and vegan? Isn't it kill or be killed? Why are you playing done? Jaggers are apex predators? I'm not sure what that question is exactly. Carmichael. Ryan, what types of workouts do you do? I know you have the basketball, so what other things do I do? Lifting weights, push-ups, etc. I'll give you a good overview of the kinds of workouts I've been doing like over the past half year or so. My favorite thing to do is go to the gym a couple times a week and do basketball workouts. I would say the vast majority of my time, let's say I'm there like 2 hours both days. I'm there 4 hours. I would say on average, 75% of my time, 3 of the 4 hours, I'm not playing games against people. A lot of it's warming up. When you're old, you really got to warm up, especially with such a radical sport like basketball, the quick movements and jumping and shit like that. It's pretty stressful on the body. You want to make sure your body is properly warmed up so you can safely do those movements without getting injured. Anyway, a lot of it's warming up. About makes maybe 30 minutes for me to warm up. Then after that, I work on specific things. I work on shooting. I have dribbling drills where I'm like crossovering, changing direction, spins, stuff like that. Yeah, then I'm working up to more athletic things where I'm like jumping more, like doing driving to the basket, jumping to lay it in and stuff like that. We're doing intense basketball workouts, gradually building up the intensity. Then I'll play games too, but I don't like to have the majority of my time playing games because you just get more worn out and tired and more injury prone. When I'm not playing basketball, just like yesterday, I was going to go to the gym yesterday. I didn't because it was raining, so I hopped on the my indoor stationary bike. I got off Amazon a long time ago. Stationary cycle thing. So I rode that. Tried to keep in a certain heart rate zone for recovery. And I have my gym out in the garage. Well, I'll go out and do either battle ropes, or if I got more time, I'll just lay down on the bench, do some bench press, do some bicep curls. But I usually do compound lifts, like one exercise that target a bunch of muscle groups at once. I'm not trying to get cut. I'm not trying to specifically get the bicep big or get some weird obscure muscle big so I look good or something like that. I'm just trying to have general strength. Getting older, I want to keep the muscles going, so I'll do a lot of compound lifts. That's kind of it. Yeah. Basketball is the vast majority of it. I supplement it with resistance training and, aerobic workouts like cycling. I haven't gone running in like a year, other than in the basketball court. A lot of times I'll run around for do a mile. I'll put my watch, I'll take it out of basketball workout mode, put it in running mode, try to have it count a mile for me. So yeah, I just try to keep moving basically. But those are the ways I keep my body moving. That's just me. I'm not saying what I'm doing is the best workout known to humankind. If you do what I do, you're going to look like Nima Delgado or something like that. I'm not making any claim like that. It works for me, for my particular needs, the kind of fitness level I want to have, the particular kind of body shape and weight I really like to have. And I want to say right now, guys, I'm not trying to say I'm conceited or stuck up, but I'm really happy right now with my body size, my height, my weight, 6'4.5", 6'5", about 197 pounds. Pretty good. Maybe if I got down 196 or so pounds, that'd be even better maybe. But this is where I want to be right now. Sure, I could try to get more muscle on and weigh 210. I don't want that. I don't want to have the extra weight when I'm running up and down, chasing little 135-pound 19-year-olds on the basketball court. I want to have my length and be able to move it rather quickly. So I'm really happy with where I'm at right now, size-wise. I'm not trying to get super buff or anything like that. I just like where I'm at right now. Is that wrong to say that I'm happy with where I'm at? Could it be improved? Hell yeah, totally. But I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. I'm not trying to drop weight. I'm not trying to gain weight. I'm not trying to put on a ton of muscle. I'm trying to just kind of keep what I have, tone it up a little bit. That's where I'm at. But my main thing is not the muscle stuff. It's the fitness stuff, the cardiovascular fitness. So anyway, I always drop Nemai there for you, late model. I know you're the big Nemai fan here. Big boys need love too. Let's see, Peter, you're going to use your electric bike to sign up for food delivery like Uber Eats? Wow, tell me how that goes. That could be tough in your climate there, all cold and wet. Late model, yeah, the spin bike. That's what they're called, right? It's great for crazy weather. Though I do like to walk in blizzards. Yeah, and I do a lot of walking too. When we are allowed into the Disney resorts with our very the lowest cost annual pass that they have here. Yeah, we go and walk. I didn't measure it, but yeah, we're just there this week. Probably walk 3-4 miles every time we go, 5 miles sometimes. So yeah, that's something we do once a week, a lot of walking around. And I like to walk around the neighborhood. If I can walk somewhere, I'll go there rather than drive to our favorite Italian restaurant or drive to a market or something like that. I'll just walk there. It's cool. I like the walking. Uncle, is there a vegetable that you can eat to be taller? You want to get 6'5" like me, Uncle? I don't think there's anything like that, especially at our ages. I don't think there's any food or anything you could consume that will make us grow taller, post your 20s, being 20 in your 20s. I don't think it works like that. Now, I'm like you too, late model. I'm very thankful to live in a very walkable town. For me, that's a super high priority. And you know where I want to move to, also a very walkable town. I've lived in walkable places for a long time. I lived in Los Angeles prior to this, a very walkable area, in which is known as the Miracle Mile. It sounds really fancy. It's not a bunch of millionaires or anything like that, but yeah, very walkable area. Lived in San Francisco a bit before that, very walkable area. Once I lived in a really walkable area, I go, this is awesome. I like being able to walk. My first time is when I went to college for grad school. And I lived in Santa Barbara to go to UC Santa Barbara. Cool. I live in a walkable area. I walked all over the town. I walked to restaurants, walked to bars on some weekend nights, walked to buy. But it wasn't a big grocery store, but I could buy stuff at local bodegas. I just dug walking everywhere. Where in San Francisco was I? I was in the Richmond district, kind of mid-Richmond, around, You know where that Russian Orthodox church is on Geary, the one with the big gold domes? Not too far from there. It was Clement Street and I think 25th. I think I can give that info away. I lived there since the 1990s. I only lived there a short amount of time. I'm not like doxing myself or anything like that. Yeah, but you know, I'm not doxing, but I loved it out there. I thought it was so awesome living in the Richmond district. It's so cool because you're in the city, but you're not too much in it. Like if you live like, say, you know, closer to, you know, downtown and all that stuff, you know, but you're not so far out, like say maybe the Sunset District, which is, you know, kind of peaceful and chill, but you know, you're pretty far away. It takes long to get places. Richmond is a cool, chill district. I had my car with me so I could park it around. You know, it was decently, not too hard to find parking. No worse than like say when I lived in Los Angeles. But yeah, I loved it up there. Yeah, the Richmond district is kind of its own thing. Yeah, I was stoked. I was really depressed for like maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months when I moved back down to Southern California after living there. I go, what did I do? I just made a horrible mistake. What am I doing down here? I'm so there. You know, I mean, that's who I am. That's the kind of person I am. I feel like such a San Franciscan living up there. Oh, your godfather lived there. Awesome. Yeah, what part? Do you remember? Like, it was near my. It is the inner Richmond, the mid Richmond, the outer Richmond. It's a pretty big district. I felt really Asian there too, because a lot of Chinese people are in the Richmond district. I never lived in like an area with a lot of Chinese people before. I finally felt, wow, yeah, I guess I'm Chinese, huh? I tell you, I walk around, I don't really think about my cultural identity. When people meet me, I don't think, they're seeing a Chinese dude, or they're seeing a white guy, or they're seeing a guy that looks maybe Native American. I'm not really thinking, because I don't know. I have people come say all the above. You know, I get all those responses. So yeah, when I lived in the Richmond district, I feel kind of Chinese right now. Actually, the table that my computer's on, this thing I'm banging on, that wood there, I bought it at one of their most famous furniture stores. I read it just went out of business in the past few years. I bought this table in 1992 at a store called Bus Vans for Bargains, and I still have it. I bought it to be like a dining table for our little apartment then, but now I just been using it as a computer desk. Yeah, tons of restaurants. I mean, where I lived at, I just look outside my window. I lived on the second story. I just look outside, see there's an Asian restaurant, there's a Italian restaurant, there's a Chinese, like Mongolian restaurant there. You know, it's just this right across the street from me. There's just so many restaurants out there. Yeah, it was, yeah, I should have stayed there. But, you know, who knows what my life would have been like, you know? Who knows, you know? I have no clue. Yeah. 21 minutes? Oh, now's the time. Yeah, 21 minutes. Yeah, Angie's setting the Tuscan kale pilaf.
Hey, didn't Burning Man start kind of out?
Oh, yeah, Burning Man. You guys have heard of Burning Man, right? Yeah, Burning Man started pretty much in the Richmond district. I used to live pretty close to a beach called Baker Beach. It has a beautiful view of the Golden Gate Bridge. It's gorgeous. It's right by my favorite neighborhood in San Francisco called Seacliff. Never could afford it. It's like super rich there. Anyway, that's where Burning Man was started, at Baker Beach, which I could walk to from my place in about like maybe 15 minutes or something like that. And Anton LaVey, the founder of Satanism, he lived like a block away. It was this totally black Victorian, you know? Yeah, I don't think it's there anymore. I thought it got sold and knocked down or something like that. But yeah, interesting area. Oh yeah, late model. I was going to write you about TKP. In fact, that's when I realized you weren't getting my emails a week or so ago. I said, do you have our book? I'll talk to you about that on email. I totally forgot to follow up on that conversation. Burning Man seems like a hot mess, no pun intended. I've never been to a Burning Man. I've never been that type of person that, you know, has been drawn to Burning Man or anything like that. And I know a lot of people have had really great experiences there. I'm not knocking it. Just not for me. Maybe I would have liked it when it was a small little thing in San Francisco at Baker Beach, where it's not like you drive out to the middle of the desert in Nevada and you have to have all this shit for like a week or something like that. Just walk there or drive there, spend a couple hours and come home. But anyway, yeah, I've never been to Burning Man, but yeah, if you guys been to Burning Man and like it, I'm not knocking it. Just not my thing. Yeah, Peter, I still have a table from 1992, I believe, is when I bought this table right here. Knocking on the wood here, real wood table. Yeah, I tell you, bought it as a dining table. I don't know what happened to the chairs, but I kept the table for over the years. And I could probably use a better, more computer-oriented desk. but it works. Gets the job done. It's free. I've had it. The wood's here. You know, it's been used. The tree's been cut down. Why not? Just keep using it, right? That's the kind of person I am. I'll use stuff until they're like not usable anymore. I'm sort of frugal in that regard. Where's TKP in my cookbook? It's Angie's cookbook actually, but I'll show you the Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook. Here's the cover. Here's the intro of the book. There's my beautiful wife. Isn't she hot? Look at her, how lovely she is. And right here, first recipe, 1 pot meals, Tuscan kale pilaf. Right out of the front pages of the Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook. It's the first meal, and we really have this meal 50 out of 50, there's 52 weeks a year, right? Like 50 out of 52 weeks a year. Have it virtually every week. Peter, when's it safe to come to America? You'll know when the vibe feels safe right now. If you're not feeling a safe vibe, don't come. You know, if you feel it's okay, come. But yeah, you'll when you feel a safe vibe to travel here, let me know when you're coming. Okay, wait, Cassandra, what's going on? Why are we cornering AJ here? Why are we talking about a human eating an animal in the wild versus here? Let's just focus back on what veganism is here, guys. It's a stance against humans being cruel to animals. It's a stance against humans exploiting animals. It's a view about the inherent moral worth of animals is such that humans have no right to treat them as objects, as property, because animals have inherent worth in their own right, just being sentient agents in their own right. So therefore, humans shouldn't exploit animals. Humans shouldn't be cruel to animals. This philosophy has nothing to do with happens out in the wild, has nothing to do with accidents. Like you'd say you're driving on the street and you run over a rat or something like that and crush it. That sucks. It's unfortunate, and it's not vegans' fault. You're not violating vegan principles. Just like, you know, if a combine harvester runs over a rat, it's not your fault. It happened. It's an accident in farming. Just like if in farming a farm worker breaks his or her arm or gets sucked into a combine harvester and gets killed or something. It's an accident. It's unfortunate. Has nothing to do with veganism. Veganism is a very specific thing about animal cruelty and exploitation. It's not a doctrine that no animal can ever get harmed ever by a human, or else veganism is false or something like that. It's very specific about animal cruelty and exploitation. It's not zero harm. It's not the ahimsa concept from Jainism or Buddhism. It's a beautiful concept, but we live in an imperfect world. We're never going to have perfection, like zero harm, zero accidents to humans or animals. Carmichael, I haven't discovered the power of beet juice, and I don't think I need any help with laxatives. I poop very fine pretty much every morning, wake up, take a nice fluffy floater and bidet, rinse it away, and done. Did I give too much information there? Uncle, in about 3 years it should be better and safer to come to America. Peter, that's what Uncle's prediction is there, and fingers crossed. AJ, yeah, we're gonna really need another bar. We need a bartender to service that. We are really, this is why I have the definition of veganism up here. It's not just for anti-vegans. It's even for vegans who I think get carried away with what veganism really means. You know, it's not zero harm. No animal can ever get hurt in any circumstance or anything like that. It's very specific. It's about humans not exploiting animals, not treating them with cruelty. That's what veganism is. That's its essential core right there. And vegan, just leave animals alone. It's not that hard. Don't raise them into being to slaughter them. Don't treat them cruelly. Don't kick them in the head because you're an asshole. Just leave the animals alone. They have inherent moral worth. Just let them be animals. Let them do animal stuff. Yeah, Foo's missing all my poo talk. What poo thing did I just say right now? God, I don't even recall. Am I losing my mind right now? Proof veganism, you know, is debunked. Anyway, what's that, Carl? Replying to VLAM, exactly. Plus, if we tried to fix things, yeah, we'd probably fuck it up, right? As humans typically do. Let's see, Cassandra. I'm sorry, I meant if an animal eats another animal in the wild, that's natural. I mean, yeah, that's what happens in nature. And I said, let animals do animal things. Sometimes, animals, some animals, not every animal eats other animals. Some animals do eat other animals. That doesn't have anything to do with veganism. Veganism refers specifically, again, to how humans treat animals. Sorry, I meant if an animal eats another animal in the wild, that's natural. It happens in the world of nature, the world of animals. What humans not fall under, that if it was also in the wild, I'm not sure if I understand what you meant. Did you have a typo there? What humans not fall under. What humans fall under, that if it was also in the wild. I'm still not understanding the sentence. As I suspect many people who hunt think they are animals. I'm not sure if I follow what you're saying there, Cassandra. I think there might be a typo or two that just I'm not able to work out. You cannot write tonight. Hey, I can't type at all. Seriously, I don't know what it is. I just got, what I hate most about my Apple computers is I got to get another keyboard. I think I want a tactile one where you push the button down and stuff like that. I think about getting one, a mechanical type keyboard. I just can't type on these things. I mean, I can, but I make typos all the time. Watch me get a mechanical keyboard and I'm just as bad. I'm just blaming it on the keyboard. I should just blame it on the operator here, huh? Anyway, I didn't see what late model is responding to here, but I'm not sure what humane killing is. How do you kill a sentient being with agency who doesn't want to die? How do you kill, humans and animals both have sentience and agency. Let's explain it in terms of humans, whoever is asking that question. How do you kill a human humanely? Please explain that. A human that doesn't want to die, a human that's not like at the end of their life, terminal illness or something like that, just someone who's doing fine. How do you humanely kill a human who doesn't want to die? They want to keep living. How do you humanely kill that person? Because that's the exact same scenario that animals are in. If you can describe to me how to humanely unalive a human, then I guess we could try to apply that to an animal. So explain the humane human unaliving first, and we'll see if we can translate that to animal unaliving. I'd love to hear the argument. Let's see, late model. Bestie's keyboard ran out of juice and he whipped out another. He has a stack of them because of course he does. I never thought of having a collection. That's maybe too strong of a word. An array of keyboards to choose from. Uncle says real keyboards are better for you. See, I'll strongly consider that. I really think I just don't do well with these really minimalistic but beautiful but minimalistic Apple keyboards. It's cool. It's wireless. You can charge it up really easily. But I think I want a mechanical keyboard to help me out. Let's see. Okay, so Carl's giving me some help with Cassandra's, who can't type tonight. Carl says, I think Cassandra is referring to the idea that some people say it's, quote, natural for people to eat animals. Okay, that's an interesting argument, full of cans of worms. Let's see what Carl says. This is wrong because we have higher thinking abilities. Thus, we have a unique responsibility. Not only, what is that? It's first of all, natural. It's the appeal to nature fallacy. I could pull it up for you. I'm not making this up. The appeal to nature fallacy, which basically states that it's the assumption that if something is natural or happens in nature, it is good or justified or right or something along those lines. That somehow something happens in nature or is natural, that somehow bestows it like moral rightness or at least no moral wrongness or something like that. And again, that's a fallacy. There's a whole name for this in philosophy or critical thinking, the appeal to nature fallacy. So the fact that something happens in nature has no bearing on the rightness or morality of it. So yeah, let's just erase that off, right off the top right there. And what else did you say, Carl? Furthermore, unlike animals in the wild who are natural, humans have several major different properties that the animals don't have. One, as you pointed out, we have higher thinking abilities, meaning we are moral agents. Animals don't have moral agency. They have inherent moral worth, but I don't think their sentience and intelligence is enough, or at least for most of them, to have morality, to be able to understand right from wrong, make decisions that are based on morality. Definitely have philosophical or moral systems or frameworks to use like humans do. So that's different. Animals don't think in moral terms. Secondly, another huge difference, a categorical difference between all humans and all animals, is humans have the ability to choose what they can eat, meaning you can go to a supermarket and choose to buy plants. It's not like an animal, like say a carnivorous animal who doesn't have a choice. That's how they're wired. You know, they have to eat other animals. I'm not saying this is cool. I'm just saying that's how they evolved. That's their biology. That's their physiology. Humans are not like that. There's no human that's wired to be a carnivorous human. That's just absurd. It doesn't exist. So it's a category error. First, to try to compare an omnivorous human, that's how we're wired. We can eat either plants or animals, to a purely carnivorous animal. It's just a category. You can't compare it. Secondly, we have the ability to use civilization, like agriculture, food distribution systems, to go and buy food. You're not limited to just what's in your area. Meaning, say all your area was a bunch of animals running around, you had no choice. Well, no, that's not you. Maybe that was true 100 years ago. That's not how you live. If you're watching or listening to me right now, you have access to the food systems of modern day, and you can go to the store and just easily push your cart into the produce aisle as it is to go to the meat aisle. There's nothing stopping you from buying plants, other than maybe that you just don't give a shit about animal cruelty and exploitation. Or maybe you do, and good for you, awesome that you do care about animal cruelty and exploitation, but you just don't have the willpower to actually do something about that. That's why it's called a way of living and a philosophy. You might have the philosophy, you might be against animal cruelty and exploitation, but you haven't put into practice, into your life, the way of living, what you need to do. Just don't consume animal products. It's not that hard. And we had another ding again. God, we're getting drunk as F tonight, huh? So anyway, yeah, just eat the dang plants. It's super simple. Okay, Cassandra, I see you're typing in here. Did Carl summarize your position right? Because hopefully I was responding to the argument you're trying to make. I didn't want to respond to not your argument. I wanted to respond to what we thought you were saying. So let me know if I got it right or not. Maybe you didn't like what I said, but at least let me know if I addressed your point, because that is my goal. I'm not trying to address something you didn't say. If I did, my bad. So anyway, okay, I see Carl and Cassandra having a discussion. I'm not sure if I got it right or not. I'm starting to get a little warm right now. What's that late model? Bestie is all into his thermometer guns. He has like 4 of them all over the house, measuring wall temps, engine block temps. And I just have 1 thermometer gun now. I just got it last year when I got that first UTI of my life. I'm going, I feel a little warm. I should get a thermometer thing off Amazon. And it came, and I measured my temp, and it's normal. And I kept measuring every day. I don't have a fever. I finally got one. Because I figured when you need a thermometer, you need one. You can't wait 2-3 days. You need one right then. So I go, then that was a good time to get one, you know? Okay, Carl saying, Ryan, I did good. It was a good explanation. So, Carl, you think, did I address the point that Cassandra was trying to make? Because that's what I was sincerely trying to do. It's a bad faith tactic to respond to something that your opponent didn't say. I hope I didn't do that. Yeah, we're all getting a bit dingy from all the booze tonight. Okay. Luciani, you're talking to someone? All right, it's all good. We're all good. Everything's cool. Red Farmer says vegan diet is not effective for the global population. Do you have any stats to back that up? But again, let's look what veganism is. A lot of people say, or mistakenly believe that Red Farmer says that vegan diets are veganism is some kind of ecological movement. We're doing it for ecology, to save the planet and the world. And these are lofty, beautiful, noble goals. But once again, guys, I don't want to get anyone shit-faced drunk tonight. But once again, get your cups. I'm going to ring the bell. Veganism. is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. It doesn't say here it's to save the planet for ecology of the planet or something like that. It's purely because animals have inherent rights. I've explained this too many times that animals have inherent rights, and to treat them in an exploitative and cruel manner just egregiously denies the rights that animals have, the moral worth they have, in virtue of them being agents, sentient agents. So that being said, I'm not saying veganism is bad for the planet or anything like that. If we want to take a look here, let's see. Where is it? Oh man, I lost my bookmarks here. Oh, here we go. So is veganism bad for the planet here? Okay, I said veganism, a vegan diet is not an ecological movement. We're not doing it for the benefit of the planet, even though we like to think that what we're doing is for the benefit of the planet. We're doing it purely for the animals. So any other side benefits, be it ecology, personal health, those are nice, beautiful side benefits. And look here, the 8 most climate-friendly diets, according to the United Nations report. This is from the Irish Times, not some kind of weird left-wing communist political rag or anything like that. And let's look here, the 8 most climate-friendly diets. And look here what the number 1 most climate-friendly diet is here. Can you guys see that? Number 1 is vegan. So there we go. Let me see if I make that brighter. Here we go. A vegan diet, completely plant-based diet, is the most ecological friendly diet. So even though I'm not doing it to save the planet, I like the fact that the United Nations thinks I am. This is the best diet in terms of greenhouse gas emissions, our planet not becoming not inhabitable for us and many other of the creatures who depend on living on this planet. So yeah, a vegan diet is not destroying the planet. According to the scientists at the United Nations, vegan diet is the number 1 climate-friendly diet. Red Farmer, I'm not making any assumptions. I'm reading to you what the United Nations, this is the IPCC, their climate committee, concluded after reviewing the vast literature on what farming practice, which agricultural practices produce the best and worst results for climate change, greenhouse gas emissions. And once again, you might not like it, you might hate it, but this is what the science says. This is their scientific consensus. If you don't like it, great. Tough shit, but veganism is not destroying the planet. And yeah, not all vegan diets are the same. You're saying veganism doesn't mean plant-based. This is, it says vegan. Right here, it says vegan. It didn't say plant-based diet, because number 2 is vegetarian. Let's look at the number 2 diet. In case you want to split hairs here, the number 2 diet is vegetarian, which means a little bit more animal products. Number 1, vegan, 0 animal products. The second best is one that has a little bit more animal products. You might get some eggs or seafood or something like that. And if you have a little bit more animal products, number 3, you kind of see a pattern. The more animal products you add to your diet, the further you get away from number 1, the most climate-friendly diet. So you can try to dispute this all you want. You're just some guy. This opinion is not mine. I'm just some guy like you, Red Farmer. I'm just like you. We're equivalent in this sense. We're just some guy. You shouldn't trust me, and I shouldn't trust you unless you have a source. My source is the United Nations Climate Committee, reviewing the scientific literature. They're basically saying the more meat you eat, the worse your diet is for the climate. So you can complain all you want, you can cry all you want. The science says what the science says. And I agree, there's no such thing as a vegan diet, if that was one of your criticisms. I agree with you 100%. There is no such thing as a vegan diet. All a vegan diet means is you're not eating animal products. You're not consuming animal products, you're consuming plants, and possibly fungi as well. They're another kingdom different from plants. So there's many ways to construct a diet. You can eat a whole food, plant-based diet. On one end, a super healthy, clean diet. On the other extreme, you could be a junk food vegan. You could just drink beer all day and eat some crappy candy like Jolly Rogers or something like that. Those are vegan, right? Just eat vegan candy and drink beer all day. Vegan. Is it healthy? I don't think that one's healthy. Is it good for the planet? I don't, might be, but I'm just going by what the United Nations said here. Eating a plant-based, it doesn't work now. Damn. Okay. Anyway, I'm just going by what the United Nations has here. More plants you eat, less meat you eat, the better. So that's the basic gist of what they're saying. Yeah, there's various ways to construct a vegan diet, some healthier than others, some might be more climate friendly than others. But still, when you add it all up and average it out, which I'm sure they did in their science, averaged out a vegan diet is superior than all other diets on this planet, at least the ones that they looked at, vegan, vegetarian, flexitarian. And let's look at how far down they went into meat eating. Okay, here we go. Climate carnivore, number 7. Even Mediterranean. Look at Mediterranean, which is considered like a nice diet. Might be good for health, but it didn't rank that well as far as climate change or climate greenhouse gases went. So anyway, good question there. Yeah, I agree with you. There's not one single vegan diet. There's many ways you can do it, but average out vegan diets are superior to your meat diets. Let's see. Anyway, let's see. Oh, my iPad's not working right now. Let me see if there's anything I can do to fix that. Nope, it's not working. Okay, I guess we'll turn it off. Oh, he's not confused. Red Farmer is not confused. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, Red Farmer. Was I bad? My bad. My apologies. Thanks for mentioning that AJ late model. I thought you were saying it wasn't. So my bad. Anyway, it gave me an opportunity to espouse not only the moral benefits of a vegan diet, animals' rights aspects, but it got me to talk about the environmental benefits of plant-based diets too. So I thank you. Hopefully you're not too pissed off at me, but it gave me my misunderstanding gave me a golden opportunity to discuss something that I really don't talk about all that much. I really don't talk about the environmental impacts of vegan diets all that much. Often I'll talk about the bad environmental impacts of heavy meat diets, but I really get an opportunity to talk about these things. So anyway, okay, now that I see contradictions, let's see what's going on here. Let's see, Cassandra. It is much cheaper to feed a large population with, starches, stuff like that than meat. Stuff higher up on the food chain requires way more resources. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think people know it, but don't give a shit, right? They don't care. If they're not eating plants for ethical reasons, they're probably not going to eat it for environmental reasons, right? I mean, some do, but most, it'll fall on deaf ears no matter what. Most people are highly resistant to change, no matter how beneficial that change might be for them, for the world around them, for their health, and, not having to kill animals, which most people typically love and don't like harmed, unless, it's going to, be served to them as food. Holy shit, it's almost time, Sarah. It's almost 8 o'clock. Oh my God. Okay, Red Farmer saying vegan diet is not effective here for humanity. Based on what? I mean, why is it not effective to eat say legumes and potatoes and starches and fruits and vegetables? Tell me how that is not an effective way for humans to eat, because it requires way fewer resources. So you are anti-vegan. So you could be plant-based and anti-vegan, but I'm saying, how is that not effective for humanity? Why is it so much worse to grow these foods which require way less cropland, way less resources than foods that require more? How is that not effective? Please tell me the logic there. Let's see, Muthu Lion says a whole food plant-based diet is a vegan diet. I'm not following your logic. AJ says, oy vey, pots on LSD. There's no study indicating that a vegan diet can feed the world population. I don't know. Is there? I can go take a look. But here's the whole point. Vegan diets are known to be an order of a magnitude. That is 10 times power, 10 times less, raising an exponent. For all of those who are not into math, less resource intensive than raising animals as food. So since we're already putting all those resources into creating all these, how many 80 billion animals a year for people to consume, we just put those resources into plants. We already have the resource. We have it already because we have to use more than what we need. We need way fewer resources if humans were, let's see. Let's go check out here. Let's just see, are there enough resources? That's basically the claim he's making. So let's see. I'm going to try to type. I told you I can't type on this keyboard. Are there sufficient resources to, let's see, I'm going to make sure I got your pointer. Oh, crap, it's not coming up here. To feed a vegan world. I could probably phrase it better. Let's just see how this starts off. Okay, yes, studies. He said there is no study, but let's read this here. Yes, studies indicate there are sufficient land and resources to feed a global population in a vegan world, largely because a plant-based diet requires significantly less land, water, and energy than meat-based diets. A fully vegan world could reduce global agricultural land use by 75% from 4.1 billion to 1 billion hectares while feeding the projected population. So it says, yes, there are studies. So there goes your claim there that there are no studies. All I had to do, see, that's the thing. That's why I don't like to say words like all or always or none or never, because those types of claims are too easy to disprove. Never say never. So yeah, there you go, bro. When you say there's no studies, what'd you say again? I wish I kept it. There is no study indicating that a vegan diet can feed the world population. Let me read your claim one more time. There is no study indicating. Oh, did you just delete it? Did you delete it and run? Awesome, bro. Awesome. Because I'm making you look foolish here. Yes, studies, plural. You said there exists none. Well, according to Google's quick overview here, there are multiple studies indicate there are sufficient land resources to feed a global population in a vegan world. So there you go. See, that's all it took. If you just looked this up before you came here and spouted this nonsense, I wouldn't have to make you look foolish. First of all, what he said there is absurd. It violates common sense because we know how many more resources, how much, order of magnitude more resources to create food from animals. So if we're not doing that, we already have the resources in place now. We would need fewer. It just violates all common sense. And just look it up. It's not that hard to disprove. So anyway, that was fun. There's no studies. Where'd he go? Red Farmer? Where did you go? Did you guys delete him or did he delete himself? But Peter, I agree. We're talking about I need to do a members only live stream and I need to just do it, not schedule it because that inertia will never let me schedule it. I'll just do one day and you guys hopefully can be there and I hope you can. But I didn't ban him. Did anyone ban him? Uncle Peter, did any of you guys ban Red Farmer? Because I didn't. It's funny that his comments disappeared in the middle of me repeatedly reading over his claim again that there are no studies, which I found there are multiple studies that show that a vegan diet can feed a world. So let me know, Peter or Uncle, did either of you two delete his comments or ban him? Because I think he deleted them himself because he's just shown to he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Let me see. Yeah, I wonder if he deleted his account, but let me see if Peter and Uncle did anything. I'm just curious. Then we should get going. I'm hungry. That Tuscan kale pilaf should be ready. And I'll contact you, late model. I'll see what your situation, your status is with regards to our books. Because, Tuscan kale pilafs, the first one. Makes me think you might not have a copy. Uncle, Peter, are you guys here? Let me know if you guys deleted that bro or not. Let's see. We drank a lot tonight, huh? We really milked that definition of veganism a lot, huh? Let me look over here. 1 second, guys. Just gonna check one other area. Oh, maybe did you time him out when I was reading his comment? Maybe that's what happened, huh? So anyway, Red Farmer, if you want to come back and defend yourself if you're timed out, that's cool. I guess Peter might have timed you out right when I was reading your comment. The timing is unfortunate, but anyway, yeah, this is a fun live stream, guys. Yeah, pretty much 2 hours right on the tail or nose or head or something like that. But yeah, perfect 2 hour live stream. So yeah, if there was something we didn't discuss tonight or we didn't complete in our discussions tonight, yeah, come back. I'll be back. That's the plan next Friday. Whatever time it is right now, you can do some really easy math. Subtract 2. For instance, if it's 8 p.m. like it is for me, subtract 2. 2 from 8 is 6. 6 p.m. That's when I start. So subtract 2 hours from now. Put in your calendars. We do this every Friday, God willing, and everything's cool. Yeah, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. So I hope to see you guys all next week. Hey, Heidi, I didn't say too much to you tonight, so I feel bad. But yeah, thanks. I've been wearing your shirts, so thanks so much. Thanks, AJ and Peter and Country Fried Vegan for your support. Thanks for giving us some tips here for our live stream. And Hardly Tin Man as well. Thank you. And thank you for all our channel members. And I deeply apologize. We haven't done a members-only live stream in way too long. I will do one soon. Either be me or me and Angie, but we'll do a members-only live stream soon because I just like hanging out with you guys in general. But yeah, hanging out and just privacy too is pretty nice as well. It's been so long, I kind of forgot how to do it. I got to remember how to do it again. Yeah, I think I just need to schedule it, make it private, and send the message out to you guys. I think that's how it works out. So thanks everyone for being here. Thanks Uncle and Peter for moderating. Yeah, there's been more need for my moderators the past few weeks. I'm not sure why, but we get more people trying to come and say weird stuff. So thank you for helping me out there. Thanks for everyone, channel members, non-channel members. Thanks for all your support. You don't even need to donate. Just being here, seriously, just hanging out, chatting with us. It's awesome. If you want to donate on top of that, even cooler too, but it's not necessary. So this channel will always be free. The live streams will always be free, except for the occasional channel member only live streams. But don't worry about those because it's been a while. But I will get one for sure, guys, to reward all our channel members. So I'm going to go off and have some TKP, Tuscan Kale Pilaf, late model. I'll contact you and I'll ask you about if you have the TKP recipe. If not, I'll get you hooked up. So don't worry about that. So we'll get that fixed. So guys, hope to have a new video for you next week. Hopefully it'll be one that doesn't involve the Daily Mail. We'll see. There's also a no longer vegan video that Peter sent me. I was thinking about doing that this week, but it would have taken way longer. Her video was like 36 minutes. It took her forever to get to why she's not vegan. I still don't know why. So I'll try to maybe respond to that one next week if I have some more time. So again, thank you guys for spending your Friday evenings or Saturday mornings with me. Appreciate it, really. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go chow. And remember, it doesn't suck being vegan. So I'll see you guys next week. And let's see, I forgot my iPad's done here. So I forgot how to turn my live stream off without my iPad. There he goes. Bye, Han. Bye, guys. Much love. See you guys soon.